It's late July and I'm at Verulam Angling Club's stretch of the River Lee at Martha Farm. I'm going to show you how to catch barbel from a small river when it's low and hot, generally not favourable conditions for barbel. Some barbel are likely to be holed up under that raft. There was only one other angler here, so I was able to fish quite a few swims. On my first cast I decided to free line. I've got 14-pound main line leading down to a 10-pound hook length. The hook length is about 15 inches long. I did have one sharp knock which shows that there are barbel in the swim. It didn't develop, so I decided next cast to put a swim feeder on. I'm aiming this cast a bit further downstream, as close as I can to the raft, as it won't swing round unlike the free line cast. I'm using a 30-gram plastic Drennan cage feeder. I'm putting a mixture of pellets and ground bait into it. I'm using a quick stop attached to a hair rig and hair rigging paste. It took about 4 casts before I was into a fish. I've managed to stop it going under the bushes, so now I've got it moving upstream. Now I can play it out in a less dangerous area. It's not massive, but it's fighting really well. An immaculate summer barbel. After I catch one, I throw in a few more pellets. I gave it a go for a little while longer and then went off to try another swim. I had a look at a couple more swims and threw a little bit of bait in each. I then went back to my main swim. I'm trying to cast to the same spot each time so as the fish get used to finding the bait in the same area. There was nothing on the first cast. At this time of year I try to recast about every 10 minutes. It's very peaceful here. You see a lot of kingfishers fly by, you hear a lot of birds, and it's even more peaceful this summer due to the lockdown restrictions. I'm showing you a lot of swims so as you can get an idea of what the stretch is like. There are barbel in most of the swims along the stretch. Now I'm touch ledging, holding a line, feeling for bites. This is a swim where you can often see barbel swimming past in front of you. I did get a bite, but I think it was a chub. Some of the swims in the stretch are quite overgrown and awkward. This all adds to the challenge. Now I'm moving back to my first swim to see if any fish have moved in while I've been away. It wasn't long before I was into another fish. This one was really pulling hard. Again I tried to place in a more open area. It feels a lot heavier than the first one, it's more powerful and it's keeping to the bottom. It looks quite a bit bigger. Barbel don't normally throw the hook, but here we have to use barbless hooks, so I'm having to be a bit careful and try and keep a constant pressure on it. What a lovely fish. If you haven't subscribed already, please don't forget to subscribe. Now to try again and see if there's any more underneath the raft. I had another cast without getting one, so I thought I'd try and move again. Here I'm casting at the bottleneck where it's a bit deeper. Barbel like a gravel bottom where they're lying, so a good way to check this is to stick your rod top down and scrape the bottom and see if it feels like gravel. Also, this checks the depth. It's a bit deeper here, it's about 3 feet and it has got a gravel bottom. One of the advantages of using barbless hooks is that if you get stuck in a tree, it stands more chance of coming out. I have caught lots of barbel underneath this tree, but today it wasn't to be. I did hear a fish jump, that could have been a trout. The sun has just set, this is normally a good time. Back to the first swim, and I keep the bait going in with a few free offerings and also in my feeder. I didn't have to wait long, I didn't even get a chance to finish my sandwich. This is the difficult part of the fight, the under the tree part. I hope you can see in the first part of the fight I don't just hold them hard, I do give them a little bit of line, but I just try and stop them getting into the tree. This one came to the surface quite quickly, so I could tell it wasn't as big as the last one. By looking at where the V is on the screen, you can see that the water level is quite a bit down on what it normally is. So this means that the fish are very close to cover and that some of the spots are not as good as they normally are. Another superb barbel. If they need to, I let them rest for a while in the landing net before returning them. I was determined to catch a barbel from a different swim during this trip, so I baited up a couple more swims next to a fallen tree. I went back to the first swim and had one more cast and caught another barbel. Just before I left, I did manage to catch a barbel in the spot that I baited up. I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching.